There's a place in Arizona that people don't just visit, they try to explain it. And that's usually where it goes wrong. Because no matter how many pictures you see, no matter how many people tell you how beautiful it is, nothing really prepares you for what it actually feels like to be there. Because this place doesn't just look different, it feels different. Almost like the environment itself is doing something to you. This is Sedona and the Verde Valley around it. And once you step into it, you start realizing this isn't just another destination. It's layers. At first, it doesn't hit you right away. You start somewhere simple, a place that looks calm, controlled, almost peaceful. A small village, built to feel traditional, filled with art, quiet walkways, people just moving slowly through it. Everything looks intentional, clean, balanced. But even here, something feels slightly off. Not in a bad way, just in a way that makes you pay attention. Like this place is setting the tone for everything that comes next. Because once you move out of that calm, you step straight into something bigger. Sedona itself. And this is where the first real shift happens. Because suddenly, you're surrounded. Not by buildings, not by crowds, but by massive red rock formations that don't feel like they belong to the same world as everything else. They rise up, almost aggressively, cutting into the sky in ways that don't feel natural. And no matter where you stand, you can't ignore them. They're always there, watching over everything. And the weird part, people don't just come here for the views, they come here for something else. Something harder to explain. There are shops here that don't sell typical things. They sell crystals, energy, spiritual experiences. And whether you believe in that or not, you start noticing how many people are drawn to it, looking for something, feeling something, trying to connect to something they can't fully describe. And that's when you realize Sedona isn't just visual, it's psychological. But if you want to understand it, you have to move through it. There are two ways to do that: the easy way and the real way. The easy way, you let someone take you. Off-road tours, guided experiences, controlled routes. You sit back and watch. And yeah, it works. You see everything. You get the highlights. But you don't feel it the same way. Because the real way is on your own. You pick a trail and you go. Cathedral Rock. This is where things stop being casual. Because the path isn't easy. It's steep, narrow, rocky. And at some points, it doesn't even feel like a trail anymore. It feels like you're climbing something you weren't supposed to. And the higher you go, the quieter everything gets. Until eventually, you reach a point where you can see everything. And for a second, it hits you. Not just how high you are, but how different everything looks from up there. And that's when Sedona really starts to make sense. But just when you think you've figured it out, the environment changes again. You leave the red rocks behind, and you enter something completely different. A road, but not just any road. A drive that feels like it was designed to show you everything at once. Oak Creek Canyon. And as you move through it, the landscape starts shifting constantly. Red rock turns into forest, open space turns into tight canyon walls, light turns into shadow, and the deeper you go, the more it feels like you're being pulled into something, not rushed, just guided. And then you find water, slide rock. At first, it looks simple, just a stream flowing through rock. But once you get closer, you realize what it actually is. Natural slides formed over time, water rushing over smooth stone, creating something that feels like a natural playground. And when people show up here, everything changes. Energy, noise, movement. A complete contrast to the stillness you felt earlier. But even here, if you move just a little away from the crowds, you find something else. Quiet pools, hidden spots, places where the water slows down again, where everything resets, and that pattern, it keeps repeating. Sedona gives you intensity, then pulls you back into calm, over and over again. But the valley doesn't end there, because once you leave Sedona behind, you start seeing a different side of Arizona, Cottonwood. And this is where everything slows down in a different way, not through nature, but through time. Old streets, small shops, places that feel like they've been there forever. And when you walk through it, it doesn't feel like a tourist stop. It feels lived in, real. There are places here where you can sit down, have a drink, and just watch everything move around you. Wineries, local spots, small businesses. Nothing rushed, nothing forced. And then, just when everything feels grounded, the valley throws something completely different at you. You go up, Jerome. And this is where things get strange again, because Jerome doesn't feel like a normal town. It feels like something that refused to disappear, built into the side of a mountain, with roads that twist, climb, turn back on themselves, and buildings that look like they're holding on. It used to be a mining town, busy, loud, full of life. Then it collapsed. Not physically, but economically. And for a while, it almost disappeared. But now, it's back. Sort of. People live here. Shops are open, restaurants, hotels, places to stay. But there's something about it that still feels unfinished. Like the past never fully left. And then you hear the stories. Places that used to be hospitals. Thousands of people passing through. Not all of them leaving. Buildings left empty for decades before being reopened again. And suddenly, Jerome doesn't just feel historic. It feels watched, especially at night. Because when the streets get quieter and the lights dim, you start noticing how isolated it really is, and how easy it would be for something to linger here. And that's the thing about this entire region. It never stays in one state. It moves between calm and intensity, between beauty and something harder to explain, between present and past, without warning. And the more you explore it, the more you realize this isn't just a trip. It's an experience that keeps shifting under your feet. If you made it this far, hit like and subscribe. And let me know, would you actually go somewhere like this, where every place feels completely different from the last? Or do you prefer something more predictable? Because places like this don't just show you what they are, they make you feel it.